Asterism released their new EP not too long ago. We kind of briefly talked about it a couple weeks ago. I finally listened to all of it. I was pretty freaking impressed with it. They also came out
so good,
right? And then they came out with a music video I didn't even know until this morning, but I've already been listening to the EP and I enjoy it. It actually reminds me of Mayu from Nemophila a little bit, and a little bit of Sue from Baby Metal. Like there's
her voice?
Yeah, like there's elements of Sue's vocals in there. There's elements of Mayu's vocals. Like I felt like I was hearing. I was interesting.
So happy with their voice because a band that's known for their instrumentals and you got this is like, well, I want to sing, I can sing, you know what I mean? And then I was like, I hope you can sing.
Yeah,
but it wasn't just good or adequate, it was just unique, and I was like, damn, like everything I heard, I'm like, wow, she's really got something here. Like how frustrating it must have been for her. Like, I don't know what the scenario was or what the situation was where she didn't sing, if she didn't believe in herself or they didn't want to risk it because they were known as an instrumental band.
I think
to have that ability there and just not put it forth, I'm glad she finally did.
I heard she was working on it for a while.
That's my theory. That was what I was about to say. Like, I think she was working on it, waiting until she was ready to actually do it.
Because even like a year ago, they had like one or two songs out that they would do live, and she would sing, and it was like, wait, Haruka was singing. What's going on? And
right
now they got a whole freaking EP, so it's damn good too. Damn good. It adds a whole another aspect of feeling to their music. They put so much emotion into it instrumentally.
Bro, what about that? What about the bass player though, man? On the entire EP. Can't remember his name, but he fucking slays.
Miyu? Is that the bassist?
Yeah.
I believe so. But yeah, I mean, they're all just insane anyway.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Did you guys all watch the music video?
I haven't watched the music video. I've just listened to the song though. Go ahead. Wave has a lot to talk about with this Asterism EP, right? You say you wrote something?
A lot to talk about. Well, I haven't heard the EP. I watched the music video, and the only song I've heard besides Fiction was Hullabaloo. But the music video really caught me off guard because there's a lot of shots in there where Haruka wasn't even holding a guitar.
Yeah.
Like being just really expressive and using body language and stuff and actually acting in a music video. And I was like, that really hit me hard because I know as a musician who likes to hide behind a guitar, because it's kind of a little comfort safety blanket sometimes. And like for her to put that down and first music video go straight into no guitar I thought was pretty impressive,
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing it right here. Here's a shot of her going like this, like emoting. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. And it was neat to see that too, because we've watched many videos where she just pours her heart out through her guitar, and then to see this other aspect of it is pretty cool.
Yeah. And I thought it was pretty cool too, how it followed this song, at least Fiction followed that pop structure pretty closely, but their musicianship throughout the different parts, like the crazy tapping parts they start in the pre-chorus and are doing throughout the song while she's singing. And it's just like, holy crap. The musicianship is still matching the level they were at before with the instrumental music, but I think it'll be more appealing to more people now. Kind of like Bandmate, how they've mastered that formula of cool progressive elements and hard rock elements and even metal elements, but they still fit it into a pop structure that could hook even casual listeners,
This could be just a way to do that. Like, well, maybe if we had vocals, they would just have a bigger reach. It very well may be. Maybe it's a little bit of both. They really wanted to sing, and it's going to benefit them to bring in some more people that don't just want to hear, shredding the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have a ceiling if you're an all instrumental band. Like, you can get to a certain point, you could be the most popular instrumental band out there, and you still have a ceiling. Just like
they
add vocals, they open it up.
Just like Polyphia, right? They started adding vocals. There's only
exactly.
They did.
Well, they started having guest singers on there and stuff like that. They started introducing that more often in their tracks. I was gonna say
I assume that's gonna lead to permanent vocalist probably being inserted into the band too.
And I'm all for it. I know a lot of people want the instrumental to stay, but what I think is going to happen is they're still going to have instrumentals, but I think a majority of it will be with vocals, which is to me pretty awesome because they have the ability to hold their own as an instrumental band. But my overall review of the album, the EP, I thought the musicianship was really, really good, and the vocals were good, but I think they're going to get better. I think the melodies are still linear right now, but I think later on they're going to be more intricate because like you can feel like she's about to do other things, and I think I'm just excited to hear the next thing because I feel like the vocals are just going to get way better because they're already amazing on this. Yeah. And I think they're just going to evolve with the musicianship. You know what I mean? Because musicianship is so good, it like on such a crazy level that it makes the vocals sound, they're still good, but the vocals are not at her guitar playing skill yet. As that make sense?
They brought some of the instrumentalism down a little bit.
Yeah. So
which was a little disappointing. It's like, I still want to hear all that same shit, but with vocals.
Yeah, there was no guitar solo in Fiction.
But a first,
I guess there was. It was just really simple.
But a first EP like this is crazy. Like this is their first full vocal EP. That's phenomenal. How many bands can do something that great with that? Like that's insane. So I'm super excited to see what they come out with next. And when she starts adding more character to her voice too, like I don't think there's much grit in this one. She keeps it very clean, but I know later on, because when you're learning vocals, you start with the clean first, and then you start adding nuances and character to your voice, or like fitting the story more. Like we hear with like Mayu from Nemophila, you can hear that's all gonna come, you know, because they're so young, and it's just gonna get phenomenally better. I can't wait to see what like they're gonna look like 5 years down the line. I think it's gonna be pretty amazing.
True.
Bill B says they should hire a singer. How can she shred if she's singing? You sing, then you shred. She's also doing tandem tapping between guitar and bass, and she was singing over the top of it.
You can do it. It takes a lot of practice. I have a few riffs where it's shreddy. You can sing over it. You just got to find the pocket and where the sing in between the notes.
Yeah, man. Oh, totally.
Yeah,
possible.
Totally possible.
I'm glad that she's the one doing the singing because I'm a huge fan of instrumental music. I think it's really cool, but part of that ceiling is it's a lot harder to make an emotional connection with a person through instrumental music. Like a lot of what we love about our favorite bands, or at least for me, is getting to know them as people, seeing their personalities unfold on stage and their lyrics, you know? Like you get to know what's on their mind and what they relate to, what they think about. And so adding that lyrical concept, and especially from Haruka, who is the heart and soul of Asterism, that's going to lead to such a more personal connection and maybe help them to grow beyond where they are now, because they've been somewhat stagnant besides those anime covers they did, you know, and they deserve a much wider audience for their level of talent. So I think her adding this element and being able to have that more personal human connection now with lyrics is going to be huge for their growth.
So what do you guys like? What do you guys like better right now? Not talking about the potential for the future. Do you like their music that had just instrumentals, or the music now with the vocals on this first?
I like it better with the vocals, honestly. I felt more into it, but I could be biased just because I've been doing nothing but training vocals, you know, for this past 2 years and doing lessons and stuff like that. So I guess I'm just more honed in on vocals. So I love hearing intricate bands like Asterism, like, and how they decide to do vocals over technical riffs, because I do the same thing. So maybe it just appeals to me a little bit more, and that's why I like it. Because I love seeing how people weave vocals in and out of technicality, because the guitar was still technical underneath. Yeah, they brought it back a little bit, but not too much. There was still some things that are very hard to sing and play at the same time that they were doing. But you don't realize that until you try it, and you're like, oh fuck, that rhythm is a little weird there. You know how to change it up. So
they seem like the kind of band though that works stuff out to the point where they could play it live before they really commit to it, because I think like they seem like a band who jams stuff out, and that's where their ideas come from, because they're so tight knit as a unit.
Quite possible.
What about you, Champ? What do you like better, the instrumental or vocal stuff?
I haven't heard it with the vocals yet, so
and you, Ryan?
Talk on that.
How about you, Ryan?
Well, I don't know which is better, because I really like her vocals. Like I was like as Rich made a comment, can't expect her to play like Vine and sing like Psyche. Well, she's not that far off from both, dude. Like surprisingly, her vocals are
Yeah.
really, really strong. Like way more strong than I thought they were gonna be. And it didn't sound like somebody's first try at singing. She is fucking good.
She's been
And guitar
practicing.
playing, we know how awesome that is. So she's not. I mean, we can expect a lot of her because she's shown us she can already do it. So
Yeah.
I would like to keep that same kind of excitement going on that they have in their instrumentals, just with the vocals. I'm not. I don't know. I'm sitting here, while you guys are answering, I'm like, well, what do I rather listen to? And I think
Both.
like right now, I'll go listen to their new EP
Yeah.
more repeatedly than I would the instrumentals, because kind of which I don't know, it just gives you something like another aspect to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another layer.
Yeah.
And this is just her first EP. Like I feel like the longer she is singing, the more creative she'll get with the composition, because it doesn't matter either way. She doesn't need to be singing on top of the riffs. She just needs to compose music where each has its time to shine. She can sing and then she can shred without singing and focus 100% on the guitar and go back to singing. Like she doesn't have to choose
It'd be
between
great to have it'd be great to have an album where it's like, 75% vocals, and then there's just a couple fucking badass instrumentals like we know they can do,
That'd be sweet.
Like somebody was mentioning in the chat. I'm sorry, Nero was saying she has a voice coach. Well, I totally believe she does, because I think she's been working on it. I don't know if there's any information about that, but most people because I don't think she just started to sing out of nowhere. She's been working on it. I guarantee you she's been working on it since she's probably like 15 or something, So
singing covers.
Yeah, and then we've heard her singing some covers and stuff like that. It's definitely a work in progress, because when musicians like really hone in on that stuff, they work at it. There's a lot of practice involved in it. And singing, there's a lot of layers. You gotta work with hitting notes properly, and then you gotta work with your volume, your breath control. Then you gotta worry about tonality of your voice afterwards, and you gotta focus on one thing at a time. Just going from like experience, remember focusing on notes first, and then I had to focus on breath control, and then you had to focus on control of range, and then it's so much when you're doing vocals, because it's all organic and your voice can mess up at any time. So she's probably been working at it for a few years, and then bam, she came out with this and didn't disappoint. Yeah,
it's like speaking after enough. As I'm trying to talk and I can't. After enough practice, it becomes second nature. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Like when you are learning a new skill, you do have to overthink it. So you consider all the elements you were just talking about. But it seems like she did that all
already
off screen, and then came in after she had developed her skill at a level where she can handle both vocals and guitar live.
Yeah.
I wonder which one is like the second nature. You think the guitar is the second nature at this point, and she could just like
definitely
play it without
100%
thinking about it while she's thinking about the vocals?
I think it's definitely guitar second nature, because when I'm on stage singing, I don't think about the guitar. It's complete, because that part's already in the bag. You know what I mean? It's like you're just vocals all the way. I think so. Ryan, you would know. What did you start with first? You did guitar and then went to vocals, or did you do it all at once?
Yeah, guitar then vocals, and sometimes, I mean, if you play guitar enough or a song enough, sometimes I've literally been in the middle of a song trying to remember the next lyrics or the next chord, and then my hand just goes where it's supposed to go. I'm like, oh yeah, muscle memory literally kicks in and saves everything.
Yeah.
Because whenever I sing and play, I'm always trying to remember what the fuck the lyric is. It's like,
the worst thing you can do on stage is think. You just gotta be in the moment.
Absolutely.
True. Yeah. That's so accurate.
And sometimes
I'm always trying to remember. Like I can't sing up to the level I want to, like believably, unless like my eyes are closed, and when I have to like read the lyrics all the time, so I just don't take the time to memorize them. So it's like this it's a battle the whole time I'm ever doing anything. Unless I have it memorized. I'm all good.
Something I've noticed is like I'm always like rewriting the lyrics like constantly. Because I always improv sometimes. If I forget the lyrics, I just improv some vocals. I'm like, oh, that's way better sounding. Changing
freestyle.
That lyric. Yeah, I freestyle all the time. Oh man,
bro. I don't know how you guys do that. I had the best vocal responsibility in my last band where I was the backup screamer, and I really only had to hit one note ever. Like, sure, I'd hit that note several times throughout the song, but it was just one long note, and I would never have to worry about it.
Like, this is my time to shine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna keep focusing on the guitar and just move on. Should be done with it.
Wait, do that scream again? No, I want the raptor scream.
That's my pig. That's my pig squeal, baby.
It's a pig squeal morphed with a raptor right there.
Okay, now we know what you're doing in the song that we wrote together.
Yeah. Now we know what he's doing.
For more Gaijin goodies like you just saw, be sure to subscribe to the Gaijin Guys podcast and turn on all notifications to be part of the live stream every Sunday. You can also find us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, etc. You can find even more exclusive content and reactions on our Patreon, patreon.com/Gaijin Guys. I'll see you there. Adios.